we're staying in LA. I always forget where we park. We're leaving in 1 day. Back to Florida for just over the holidays, and we're back in LA in January.
What can I get started for you?
Can I just have a venti ice latte, please?
Can I get a name?
Will?
You said Will?
Will, yeah.
Thank you for your patience.
No problem. So Ashley and I have one more photo shoot before we leave tomorrow, and I'm going to be shooting a BTS video. So I'm going to kind of walk you guys through if you're going to be doing a BTS video for a photo shoot, because I feel like that there's some proper etiquette, and it's a really good way to kind of get your foot in the door for video jobs. So there's like 8 things that I really want to go over about if you're shooting BTS for a photo shoot. Things you should know, pros, the cons. There's some awesome aspects about doing it. So full disclosure, Ashley has a shoot today, and I'm just shooting BTS kind of for the fun of it. I always shoot BTS on any shoot that she goes on that I happen to be free from. That's good. So number one is, if you're brand new to video and you're really trying to start working with a crew, but you've done some PA work, maybe on a film set, but you really kind of want more freedom to actually start shooting stuff, doing BTS on a photo shoot is awesome, because you can start to see the dynamic between a photographer and a model, how they work with their talent, and you can start making new connections. All right, so the gear that I'm running today is very, very basic. I'm running my A6500 Sony. I have a 50mm, I have a 16mm, and a 24-70, which is actually probably way overkill than more than what I need. I also have my Ronin S just so I can keep all the shots nice and smooth. Little pro tip here, so you don't really have to do this. I'm doing this today, but I'm actually going to be shooting the video vertically, because most of the fashion industry deals on Instagram as of right now. Models are really going to appreciate a vertical video that they can pop into their story. So will the HMUAs, hair and makeup artists, and the photographers as well. So keep that in mind. Absolutely nothing wrong with a landscape video at all. In fact, you might be able to showcase your cinematography a bit better. But for me and my choice today, I'm going vertical. As you can see, it's definitely really tight in there. That's a common problem that you're going to have to deal with on a lot of photo shoots. A lot of times studio space is expensive, and it's either going to be outdoors in the hot sun or sometimes in a crowded studio. I do believe we're going to be going outside a little bit later today at a different location, but right now they're doing some test shots. If there's one thing photographers don't care about, it's color temperature at all. I never like to do this, but I do suggest that you probably just set your white balance to auto, in all honesty, if you see too drastic different changes. A lot of times you have to be catching stuff really, really fast, and it's easier just to try to adjust the white balance in post than just trying to nail it. Sometimes it's constantly daylight. At that point, your gold set to 56 Kelvin, you're good to go. All right, item number 2 is something that I think is awesome. Photographers always want BTS. If you find me a photographer that does not want a BTS video, they probably don't have a big presence on social media. Photographers love BTS. The only thing you really need to do is find a photographer whose work that you love and reach out to them, tell them you want to shoot a BTS video for them, and I guarantee you they're gonna say yes. One of the great things about shooting in a vertical format is that on a backdrop, typically if they're not that wide, you'll be able to get the full model with the backdrop, and it'll look like a really clean shot as opposed to really wide in landscape and then having like all the stands or trash or tables and other people within the shot. Models will really appreciate a vertical format because you'll be able to get their entire body length without having to get too far away. You'll be able to see good facial expressions and their full pose. They will love you for this. All right, item number 3, something that you should just be aware of. Not a big deal, I'm just gonna breeze over it. You typically won't get paid. That doesn't mean you won't get paid off of the fact of making great connections with the HMUAs, the photographers, and the models. If everyone loves your video enough, they'll definitely probably pimp you out to other photographers, and who knows who you could work with, and maybe you might make a few bucks on the side. However, that is probably unlikely. This is something for you to really be harnessing your skills at, getting creative shots, creative angles, and working with other creatives, which is always a big plus. Tip number 4 is a big one, and we kind of need to break it down here, but I'm gonna be blunt, guys, don't be a perv. So if you're invited to a shoot, there's a good chance it could be a nude shoot or a beauty shoot, in which case there will be different stages in which the model may be undressed. Don't capture shots that aren't going to be shots captured by the photographer. You don't want to put in an explicit footage of a model that hasn't agreed to that, and you don't know what terms that the photographer and the model have priorly discussed. Lots of models have very specific brands, especially a beauty shoot, which is typically just shoulders and up. They might be topless or they might be in a bra. Don't show these things. It's not good for the model's brand, and they won't appreciate you putting that in and putting it out for the rest of the world. Situations like this have happened before with videographers that were shooting Ashley on a shoot. That's why I feel I can speak on this. If you have all permissions from the model and the photographer, that's a totally different situation. However, don't be a perv, guys. I can't tell you how many photographer guys I've talked to that want to get into shooting nude models. It's a bit annoying. Number 5. So number 5 is actually really important. Make sure that you film all the makeup being done. Now, if you are new to videography, chances are you probably have shot a wedding. If not, then, well, get the makeup. But if you have shot a wedding, you know a lot of the makeup shots are very important, and that's something that you want to do with this. I guarantee you that a lot of those makeup artists work on weddings. Make sure that you are filming those makeup artists, and that way when they see themselves in the video and they see their work and they see themselves doing the work, A, they'll either want the footage, or B, they might even ask you to do a special edit for them, in which case you could get a little money out of that, or they might even recommend you to a wedding. Shoot everything. But the HMUAs, again, hair and makeup artists, are like the backbone of photo shoots. Photo shoots would not come out as beautiful or look as amazing if it wasn't for the amazing styling and artistry that goes in to making the models look as fabulous as they do. Let's just make sure I'm getting that. Don't always be wide. It is good to be wide to get some of those, good posing shots, but definitely make sure that you guys are cutting it up between tight focal lengths and wide focal lengths. The last thing that you want is for your product to look like it was shot on an iPhone. You definitely want to make sure that you get those nice close-ups of good facial expressions and all the poses, especially good detail shots of anything that the model is wearing and showcasing. So another important thing is make sure that you guys always tag everyone. Everyone's putting in a lot of time and effort into a shoot, and everyone's work needs to be credited. Don't ever post a video if you haven't tagged every single person that has been involved in the shoot. It's just proper social media protocol, guys. Also makes you look more professional. And finally, number 8, have fun. Make sure that you have fun on these shoots. One, they are a lot of fun, but the beauty about it is you can just let your creativity run wild while shooting a model. Yes, you won't really be able to give any direction for what you want, but in a lot of ways it beats being on a set where typically you don't even get to shoot anything and you have no creative input for the most part. This is your own video. You will most likely be left alone to film it however you want. If you want to add in the pictures, do it. add them in within sections of the BTS video. Sometimes it does take photographers a while to get the images back, so doesn't work all the time. Pick out music to the style of the shoot that you really dig and enjoy, and then just create the edit however you want. And when you do, you'll be able to have something like this. Now, there were a lot of challenges to filming this particular video. So in the next video, I'm going to be breaking down my process about the music choice, the edit, some of the problems I had while shooting. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I'm gonna try to start uploading a lot more. I have some really cool new ideas for the channel, and I think you guys will enjoy them. So I'll see you guys later. Yeah, I'm totally just gonna leave my camera here on the car with my wallet propping it up. I'll see you guys later.